I left early, I guess. So I didn't know they were going to keep going. I thought we were done, but I'd let them have their moment. I'd rather go watch it than be part of it. So.
Multiple wins this year. Did this feel like a breakout year in some ways for you?
Yeah, I thought it was a good year for us. We had 3 wins, like you said, and executed really well. And honestly, I thought we kind of could have won 2 or 3 more. Just didn't happen. But I definitely thought it was probably the strongest year we've had, or I've personally had. From just a win perspective. It's a shame the way it ended. I thought we had a good shot of making it to Phoenix, and just that's the way racing goes. But a really good year and excited. Kind of bittersweet. You ended with a really good year at Todd's last year, and now we have to reset and do it all over again. And but Jonathan and I have been working really well together at tests, and hopefully we can have an even better season in 2022.
Ryan, we're in the midst of a major overhaul to both the schedule and the cars. So 5 or 10 years down the road, what do you say is the outlook of NASCAR's future?
Oh, I have no idea. Come ask me that about 6 years down the road. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I would love to tell you. Hopefully it's good, right? I mean, you look at everything, it's positive. We have all these brand new cars and new teams starting up and existing teams adding, additional cars. We're going to new areas around the country, new racetracks and venues. I think it's really good. So it seems to be, like the progress of the sport is great. And I've been part of the Cup Series for 5 years now, so I couldn't tell you what it was like 20 years ago. But I've been really enjoying, our talks with NASCAR and kind of what they've been doing and what their direction they want to go. So all we got to do is make sure we can put on good shows, and we got to take care of our side, and NASCAR take care of theirs. But I think it's really positive right now.
Ryan, you're going to have Austin Cindric as a teammate next year, and all 3 of the announced Rookie of the Year candidates, Austin, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland, are all driving Fords. Obviously, you came up in part through Ford's development program as well. What do you think it is about that program that's been so successful in developing young drivers and getting them to the Cup Series?
That's a good point. Ford's done a great job of having a good feeder system to have drivers get up to the Cup Series and work their way up the ranks. And all 3 of those guys, that are going to be going for Rookie of the Year next year, they've all done a great job. Austin and Todd have been with the Ford deal for a few years now, and Harrison's coming, from Toyota. But Ford has just always wanted, a good, healthy kind of match of drivers, and no matter what series it is, sports cars, NASCAR, whatever. So they do a good job of giving a lot of kids, great opportunities. I was one of them, and I'll always be thankful for that, and they've done it to a lot of other people too. So they really mean it when they say, it's the Ford family. They definitely treat you like family, and so I'm excited to work with, Harrison and Austin next year on the Cup side, and it's even better that they're driving Fords. It's good.
How much of a radical departure is this Gen 7 car from what you guys have been tooling around in?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. Massive difference, I think. We've been able to test it here a couple times, and it's not only different from our perspective driving it, but for all the mechanics working on it. I mean, it's completely different. They're going, it's day one at school for them too. So that's been really critical to kind of get them reps on, kind of messing around under the car and getting things ready and prepping and fixing stuff. So it's going to be a complete big change, and with the lack of practice we have next year, it's going to be pretty wild to see what we come up with as far as how it goes. So find out.
Can you see a scenario where one driver or one team hits on this, and maybe for the first, half dozen races, they're just beating everybody into submission?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like you always have that, when you have a brand new product, you have kind of one group that can separate themselves pretty quickly. So it wouldn't shock me if one team, was dominant for the first month or two. Just someone figured it out before people, and granted, there's not a lot of parts and pieces. There's no parts and pieces that we can manufacture as a team anymore, so that it kind of cuts that creativity side out. So I don't know. Maybe a team doesn't be able to show that stuff. It's just kind of hard to tell, but it wouldn't shock me if that does happen. I could see that. Hopefully, it's our team if that does happen.
Last year, you got the win in Atlanta, I believe it, the first one. We're going to Atlanta with a new track, completely new configuration. Have you thought about that, your home track?
No. I hate they repaved it, but it is what it is. We'll run around it like Daytona, I guess, now and see what it is. So,
You think how will that affect the racing with it being new banks and completely new asphalt?
I mean, we'll be single file, wide open, probably around the bottom, just like a normal repave. And adding banking, that definitely. It was already banked enough, but and narrowing the groove. So I don't know. It's hard to kind of tell. Hopefully, it puts on a good show, but probably take it a few years to kind of get worn in to where we can move around again. But know when we get there. So
How's the bonding going with the new crew chief?
it's going well. Yeah, me and Jonathan, really good guy. It's been nice to have a couple tests with him. We have a couple more tests in the off season, I think, before we kind of get rolling. But no, he's great. I think said it before, he did a great job at the Wood Brothers, and Eddie and Len Wood tell me all the time they loved him, absolutely loved him. So so that's nice that they had that feeling about him too. But I've known him for a long time. He's been a Penske forever. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting rolling with him. He's pretty easygoing, like myself and Todd, and looking forward to hopefully getting a bunch of wins with him. That'd be pretty cool.
Outside of the